Hello guys, so welcome to Introduction to Data Visualization, and today we are going to be looking at the Tableau software. Now the Tableau software is synonymous to business intelligence. It's a tool, it's a technology, and it is used to collect, analyze, and present a data to support decision making. And typically that's just what business intelligence is basically about. So today we're going to introduce Tableau, and we're going to be looking at the Tableau public. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is to walk you guys through a bunch of things. First off, if you want to jump on Tableau public, you just go over to the Tableau public site. It's over here. I'm going to drop the link in the description. Right, so what are the first things you want to do is to sign up. I typically just do this. When I click sign up, it basically takes me to my account. Now, if you're not signed up, another thing you typically want to do is go over and download the Tableau desktop, and it's typically going to have you sharing this bits of information. So you just typically get that done by putting in all your details, and then going on to say yes to receiving marketing communications, and then go on to download the application. Now, when you download the application, you will typically install it. It's that simple. Now, when you install it, depending on the operating system you're working with, you're going to have something that looks like this. Right, you see it over here. So you see Tableau Public. So that's one. Then, when you double click on that, it's going to open Tableau Public. So that's basically what you would have going on, and that's typically how you get started. Now, there are a bunch of things you would want to do with Tableau. Is you want to get started by connecting to data. So that's what our introduction today is going to be about. Introduction, installing the application, and then connecting to data. Now, there are lots of things you can do to connect to data, but I'll just walk you through a couple of things. Now, when you have the Tableau public desktop, Tableau desktop, the public edition open, it opens like this. Now, typically, you wouldn't see all this history, because this is the history of what I have going on, right? You wouldn't see that. What you would see would be an empty space. And there's a bunch of things all around here. You can check them out, but we'll talk about that as we proceed. Now, over here, you're going to see this connect. Now, you can connect to data sets, and we're going to be looking at spreadsheets and flat files, CSV files. So let's be here on this. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, after we have this installed, we can come back here and we can check out, the Tableau has a very powerful community, but one place I'll take you to is to sample data. Right. Now, with the sample data, we have a superstore sales data, which is a fictitious sales company, right? But it's typically used for getting started. And so what I'll do is I'll hit this. I already have this downloaded, right? So you have a superstore with the XLS that tells you it's a spreadsheet. Now, let's go back to this. Now, because we're going to be working with an Excel sheet, we're going to be going over here. So here, we're going to be looking at this. You see that? That's Microsoft Excel. That's what we're going to be working with. So again, just to make it clear, Microsoft Excel. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to click on the Microsoft Excel, and we're going to proceed to connect to data. So I click on this, and you just wait a bit. Then I go over to, you can see I have the sample data set here. Then I just click over it. It could be anywhere. You could download it. It could be your download folder, anywhere. Then I take this and I open. Now, just pay a little attention, and you see that there's a change. Now, because we are working with an Excel sheet typically doesn't just open immediately. It has sheets inside of it. Now, again, from here, I'm just going to point to this. We have 1, 2, and 3. These are 3 sheets. right? Now, for us to connect to these data, to these sheets in here, we have to drag them to this area. So we have to drag those tables to this area so we can, have a visual of what we're looking at, right? So that's what we're going to do. We'll have to take it over there so we can connect. So when we put it there, then we have a window. Now this window is like a like a connection window, so to speak, that shows us what we have going on. So first, I'll take this and I'll drag it over to this place, and you guys can see that there's a lot here. You can now start to see all the columns, right? You can see all columns here. Look at them. You can also choose to click on this over here, and when you do this, you sort of collapse this guy, and you can see all this here. Now we have this over here. Next, we can come over to this and drag it over again. Now, when we drag this over here, we are going to create some form of a relationship, right? And if there is a column in others and the people's sheet or table, they create a connection through that relationship. So when I drop it, that works. So you can now see that they have a relationship here. There's a region. So if I should click on this, you see that there's also the region column. Look at the region column over here. And if I go over here too, you'll see that we have a region column over here. So that's the relationship. Next thing is I'm going to drag return, right? I'm going to have this dragged over here. And so that makes it pretty easy. So what I just come here, I take it over here, and order and return has to form a relationship, which means there has to be a table or a column that exists in both sheets. So when I drop them, you see we have order ID here. So you can see with order here, and then we go over to order, and you can see that we have order here. Same thing, we got the order ID. So that's what they're having their connection with. Now with that, the next place we're going to go to is down here to the sheet. So we go straight to the worksheet. And when I click on here, boom, we're already here. So with this few things, you're ready to get started. Right, I know you're going to have a bunch of questions. Please put it in the description and we start our communication from there. But this is what it's like to get started with Tableau. And we're getting started with Tableau using Microsoft Excel sheets. Now, in the next video, we're going to look at getting started with a flat file, a CSV file. So check out the next video.